It has been a while, but I have finally had a monster week of sales. I'm so excited to share them with you. Hi everyone, my name is Becky Park. I'm a part-time reseller on a variety of reselling platforms, and in today's video I'm going to be talking to you about all of my sales the week of August 7th through the 13th across 3 different reselling platforms. And it was just a great week of sales, partly due to the number of items that sold, but also due to like some of these items selling for a lot of money at once. And so it was just a combination of all things happening the right way, and I was just so thankful. This was, let's see, I'm trying to think of like what happened this week in my personal life. I think maybe I was just at home. I can't remember if this was the week that I went with my family to a small town in Michigan. It might have been a week that we just kind of went away for a few days. I didn't do anything special. I didn't run any sales. I didn't offer like steep discounts or anything. It just happened to be a really great sales week, and I'm super thankful. So let's just jump right in by talking about Monday, which was August 7th. I started off with like a pretty crappy sale, I'm not gonna lie, and I was just kind of like, great, like this week is gonna be whatever. And it was over on eBay. It was this pair of Zara girls red and black houndstooth skinny pants leggings in a youth size 8. They sold for $7, and I made a profit of $4.90 because those were pants that I had originally gotten for my daughter. She was never a huge fan of loud prints on pants, so I don't even know that she wore these, and I made a little bit of my money back on them. I do feel like kids stuff has been selling a little bit better. Depending on where you live in the country, your school districts may have already started school. I know like on the East and West Coast, a lot of those districts start after Labor Day. We started school so early. Like I actually think I started work the next week after this. So mid-August is when we started. But I think families are still, doing back to school shopping. And I noticed a lot of that as I was selling through stuff. It was a lot of my kids' stuff that sold. And for me, that also means that my life is crazy bananas right now because I'm in the thick of it with school and just getting all that like beginning of school stuff up and running. It's just a lot of like behind the scenes stuff of getting my Google Classroom set up. And I don't know, there's just a ton of stuff. By the way, so random, but I do have a donor's choose for my classroom. We're trying to get a classroom set of noise canceling headphones for the students so that they can practice sight reading in class. If you want to donate to that, I'll leave that link down below. Thank you so much, because I cannot get people in my community to donate to it. But school is very busy, it's kicking my butt, but I'm still very happy to be sitting here with you and talking to you about this amazing sales week in August. So moving on to the next item, I sold this pair of Monroe black leather Berkeley sneakers with like a side zip. Monroe is definitely a comfort brand, and these were in a size 10. These sold for $23. This was also promoted on eBay at 3%. I had $5 into these. I made a net profit of $11.48. Monroe shoes are so expensive retail, but I do find that it takes me forever to move shoes by this brand, and lately they don't really sell for that much. So for that reason, I'm probably not going to pick it up very much anymore unless it's a more current style. I'm getting it for super cheap, but otherwise I'm not picking it up anymore. On Mercari, I sold this pair of Rock Revival Maggie bootcut jeans in a size 29. They did have like back pocket flaps, which is one of the things that brands like Rock Revival and Miss Me are known for. They were, however, hemmed, which I did not know until I got it home. And the hem job was not amazing. So I made sure to put, that information in the listing title. I put it in the description. I took pictures of the hem job, both inside and outside of the jeans. I got these at a local consignment store during their birthday sale, so I paid $4.55 for them. That was my average cost of goods for that particular shopping trip. They sold on Mercari for $24, and so my net profit after fees and cost of goods was $15.58. It's a great brand, but man, I just have to remember to add that to my checklist of things to look for when I'm looking at pants. I gotta check to see if those pants have been hemmed, because I've definitely got burned when it comes to this more than once. On Tuesday, which was August 8th, on Poshmark, I sold this Tommy Bahama classic blue plaid pair of linen silk blend shorts in a men's size 42. These I've had for a decent amount of time. They finally sold for $21 with discounted shipping because of a Chrome extension that I use called Posher VA that will do things like share my closet. It'll send out offers to likers for me, like within 5 minutes of someone liking the item. So that's what happened here. They sent an offer on my behalf. I had $3 into it from a local consignment store. I made a net profit profit of $11.78. And at this point, when summer stuff sells, I'm rejoicing because although summer stuff can sell all year long, it's not only going to sell during the summer, the likelihood of it selling in the dead of winter is less, you know? So typically when I still have a summer item in September, I'm assuming I'm going to hold on to it until the next year, so it felt good to move this finally at the end of the summer. The next thing to sell was this new with tags Oh Polly, that was the brand name, Made in Manhattan, that's the style name, dress. It was like a corset dress with long sleeves in a size 2. I actually got this for myself. I don't know what I was thinking, but I got it for myself on Whatnot. It was Jenna from Empty Hanger. She was doing a Whatnot show. This was a while ago. I got it, I tried it on, and like it fit. It didn't look bad, but like where did I think I was gonna wear this? Like I don't even know where you would wear it if you were like in your 20s. Like it's not really a super clubbing dress. It's not, I don't know, but it was like this bodycon dress. I think it was like kind of low cut and I was just like, where do I think I'm going that this is appropriate for me? Like, I don't know. So it like hung in my closet for a while and I was just like, I'm seriously never going to wear this. Like I'd just be way too embarrassed. And so I listed it. It finally sold for $34. After being listed quite a few months, it did get a lot of interest, but it was just, you know, listed for a while. Maybe because everyone else who liked it was like, but where will I wear it? Yeah. And I made a net profit of $27.20 on that. Yeah, I don't think I ever wore it out. I did like wear it to try it on. I never wore it out of the house. The next thing to sell was this Clara Sun Wu blue floral 3/4 sleeve v-neck tunic shirt in a size 1X. Clara Sun Wu is expensive retail. Again, it sits for me. It doesn't usually sell for that much, but I picked this up because it was plus size. It sold for $29 and I only had $4 into it from a local consignment store. So I made a net profit of $19.20. I do think that's kind of the sweet spot with this brand is get it in the bigger sizes. And generally that's just true of most brands, I feel like. Get them in the larger sizes. On eBay, I sold this pink Victoria's Secret blue off-the-shoulder sweatshirt in a size small. This sold for $15. This is an item that I'm doing consignment with a colleague of mine. And the deal that we worked out is if the item sells and there's less than $25 of profit after fees, then I would give her 40% of the profits. But if the profit is $25 or more, I would give her 50% of the profit. So this one, the net profit would have been $11.75, which obviously is lower than that $25 threshold. So she made 40% of the profit, which was $4.70, and I was able to put in my bank account $7.05. The next thing to sell was an amazing sale. Like, I still am so shook by this. So I shared this story last week, but I was on a morning walk/run. I don't run very well. Like I'm trying to work up my running, but basically like I run at the pace that most people walk, I feel like. I don't know. It's just kind of like more energy to like bounce up and down, but I was going for a run/walk and there happened to be like 3 or 4 houses in a row that were doing garage sales. So I went to the first house. I was there really early. I was there at like 7 something. And I was like, can I look around? Because I think they were officially going to start at 8. And they were like, absolutely. They had a table full of toys that were new in the box, which made it very easy for me to very discreetly, although I'm sure they were just watching me do it and laughing because I thought it was, you know, hiding it from them, which I probably wasn't, but I was able to scan the barcodes just because I was like, oh, they're new, like it's easy to look up comps, especially on eBay because you just use the little search button, but you say like search barcode and you can scan a barcode. I scanned the barcode of this item and was shocked at what I saw. So the item was this Team Fortress 2, which I believe is like a PC game. It's like a computer game that you can play. NECA, Red, the soldier action figure, new in box. It was sealed. So when I ran comps on this was consistently selling for over $100. And I was just shocked. So I bought it for the $3 that they were asking for, amongst a few other things, got it home, photographed it like the second I got home because I was like, holy cow, like I need to hurry up and get this listed before comps change because they can do that, you know. I photographed it, listed it that day. It sold within like 3 or 4 days for $127 on Mercari. Again, I had $3 into it. My net profit was $106.90. I would say that first day or two that I had it listed, I think I got like $110 offer on it, and I had it listed for, I want to say $135 or $140. I told the person, I'm not taking this offer, and I think I countered with, what I was comfortable with, and they didn't budge. So I was like, that's fine. Like, the fact that you already sent me this offer shows me that it's going to sell for higher. And I think at this point, it had dropped to $127 on Mercari because I use smart pricing on Mercari. It'll drop the price of your item a little bit every day until it gets to the floor price that you set for it. And it had dropped to $127 and someone just bought it outright. So holy cow, more than $100 of profit on this. And this is one of the sales that helped me make this a monster week. Although there's another one coming up that we're going to talk about that I was so excited about. I posted about this sale on my Instagram and a few of you were like, that's it? You're going to come over to the hard goods side? And I'm like, absolutely not. But when things are in the box, it makes it so much easier. So that's definitely one tip I have for you. If you are wanting to dabble into hard goods, I would start with things that are new in the box that you can still see the barcode and just scan those so that it's easier to find comps. That's the part that trips me up and just kind of slows me down when it comes to hard goods is listing items. But if you're able to scan the barcode, then you can find items that are already listed that are the same exact item, and then you can sell similar, and that makes it much faster. So very excited about that sale. On Wednesday, which was August 9th, I had a much less exciting sale. It was this Carhartt Relax Fit blue plaid short sleeve button-down shirt in a size small. This sold for $17. I got it at Plato's Closet for $5, so I only made a net profit of $6.58. Carhartt anything used to sell for so much and so well. Like, I could sell a basic Carhartt short sleeve t-shirt that just said Carhartt on it. Maybe it didn't even say Carhartt anywhere on the shirt. It just had it on the tag. And a basic t-shirt would sell for like $20, $25. Carhartt pieces are pretty oversaturated on the market now, and so it's a little bit harder to really make good money on them. You have to be really smart about what Carhartt pieces you pick up. The next item was this pair of Asics Fuzix Light 2 white and black women's running shoes in a size 10. These sold for $30 on Poshmark. I picked them up at a local Goodwill for $6 and I made a net profit of $18. I don't really know what I'm doing when it comes to sneakers, but a lot of sneakers like Asics, like Brooks, like I don't know another sneaker brand off the top of my head for some reason, but a lot of them have like style names written on the shoe somewhere, like on the outside of the shoe. And so you just plug that in and see what comps are. Sometimes they're just all over the place, and that's why I have a hard time pricing them. But these did relatively okay. I was pretty happy with this sale. The next thing to sell was this pair of Chico's blue and white paisley cropped pants. They were in a Chico's 1.5, which is like a US size 10. They sold for $21 with discounted shipping again because of Posh VA. I had purchased them at a local consignment store for $3.47. That was my average cost of goods. That was at another like birthday sale that they had. It was a fill a bag sale, and that was my average cost of goods. And so my net profit on those pants was $11.31. Chico's is one of probably my best-selling bread and butter brands. I don't ever get a ton for it, but I sell it pretty consistently. On Thursday, which was August 10th, on Poshmark, I sold this Top Gun Iceman blue short sleeve t-shirt. It was in a junior size medium and made of 100% cotton. Confession time. I have never seen Top Gun, not the original and not the new one that came out. I don't know why, like I have no desire. Tom Cruise is just not one of my favorite actors. Like I just have no desire to see this movie, but I do think that the reason why this sold so fast, it sold like, I think within a day of it being listed, I think it sold so fast partly because, you know, they just came out with the, I don't know, what do you call it, the remake of the movie, or like the sequel, and so I think it shot up in popularity again. This was something that I got from my colleague at work. I knew it wasn't going to sell for a lot, but I figured that it would sell quickly and therefore be worth my time, and I was right. So it sold for $17 with discounted shipping. Obviously, it did not have a $25 profit, so $4.62 goes to my colleague. I make $6.95 on it, but it sold fast, so that was pretty cool. The next thing to sell was this Eloquii gray herringbone blazer. It had ruched sleeves and it was in a plus size 28. I've talked about this brand before. I know some people have a lot of luck moving it. I do not. It sits for a long time for me, but I was able to sell this for $28 on Poshmark. I had $7.50 into it from a local thrift store, and so I made a net profit on that piece of $14.90. That was listed for like maybe half a year, so not a quick flip, but I made decent money on it. On eBay, oh, I was so happy when this sold. I sold this vintage 70s Harwin metallic bronze Kiana nylon mod disco button-up shirt in a size 15. I don't know what this is. I don't know. It did not feel good, but I got it from a local reseller who sold me her inventory like 2 years ago. She just basically quit reselling so that she could spend more time with family, and I only had $1.02 into it. You know, it was vintage, and I was like, I'll just list it and see what happens. So about a year later, it finally sold for $20, and I made a net profit of $16.24, which is not awful, but it just took a long time to sell, and it took a long time to list. Like, I just didn't know what I was working with, and, you know, vintage pieces, you never know, they could be worth a ton. So I remember spending like too much time researching this item to figure out how much to list it for, and that's part of the reason why this kind of stuff I just don't like. It slows me down. The next thing to sell was this Ralph Lauren blue label red silk pleated skirt in a size 14. It was fully lined. This sold for $44.99. I got it actually at a garage sale. It was like the best garage sale I've ever been to. I will link that video right here, that haul video. And so my average cost of goods that day for that garage sale was $4.29. I made a net profit of $33.55 on that. So the crappy thing about this sale, it was a great sale. I made a great profit on it. But the crappy thing about it was the person bought the item on eBay, and then they messaged me and they said, hey, can you actually send this item to this address, not the one that's going to show up on the shipping label. I don't even think you can like change an address on eBay on the seller's end. So what I did was I reached out to them and I said, hey, you need to change your shipping information, and that way I can get it sent to you, because I can't change the shipping information on my end. And so they messaged back and they said, okay, I did it. So I shipped the item. Lo and behold, the item got delivered to the original address, the wrong address, not the one that they had changed it to. So I reached out to eBay. I'm sure they reached out to eBay, and I explained the situation to them. I actually just called them on the phone because I was like, I need to talk to a human being. And I explained the situation to them. They were very nice, and they were like, okay, so like, yes, this is on them because they didn't have the right shipping information. But in the future, if this happens, you can't just tell them to change their shipping information. It's still going to go to the wrong address because it's going to go to the address that was in the system when they purchased the item. And when they change their address, it's not like you get sent a new shipping label. That's what Poshmark does, and Poshmark does that well. Poshmark will send you an email and say, hey, the buyer changed their address. Don't use that old label. Use this new one instead. eBay doesn't do that. And so what the eBay rep told me is I should have had them cancel the sale and then repurchase it after they changed their address. I hate doing stuff like that because in that process, they could just kind of decide, forget it. I don't really need that skirt. I don't want to go through the ordeal. I'm just going to cancel and not repurchase. And that's exactly what I didn't want to happen, especially because I wanted to keep this sale, not only because it was a little bit higher of a sale, but because this item wasn't getting a lot of attention. I had already relisted it. I had already lowered the price, and I just felt like it was one of those pieces that I was going to hold on to for a while. As it was, I already had it for, like 3 or 4 months. It had been listed for, longer than I wanted it to be. So I just really wanted to hold on to the sale. But now I know if I get that kind of request again in the future, that's the process. You're supposed to tell them to cancel, repurchase the item. It is very stinky, and it seems like they should have a better system in place, especially if Poshmark does, but it is what it is. On Friday, which was August 11th, on Poshmark, I sold this Madewell striped scoop neck racerback tank top in a size extra small. I've had this listed for like 2-3 years, maybe 3 years. I sold it for $12, made a profit of $9.05. I think someone gave that to me, so I'm saying I had nothing into it. The next thing to sell was a very surprising sale. It was by the brand Simply Vera Wang bootcut mid-rise jeans in a size 14 petite. This sold for $21. I had $2 into it from a reseller who just didn't like to resell clothes, so she sold me all of her clothing inventory, and I made a net profit of $14.80. Okay, so hold up. I did misspeak earlier when I said I didn't do anything special this week. The special thing that I did this week, now that I think about it, now that I remember, is that I tried Poshmark's promoted closet. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Poshmark promoted closet. I tried that. I think you get a free trial for 2 weeks, and then you have to decide if you want to keep paying for the service. This was one of 3 items that sold as a result of promoted closet. I'm just going to be so honest with you. I don't understand promoted closet enough to pick a side as far as how I feel about it. I did have a lot of Poshmark sales this week. Promoted Closet's dashboard said that only 3 of those sales was a result of Promoted Closet, but the way that it's been explained to me is that your exposure on Poshmark just goes up, like your items are just shown to more people. And so even though like maybe only 3 of them clicked through the promoted listings thing, like sales could have been made because of Promoted Closet. It's just not going to show up that way. I'm like not good with numbers and knowing how to look at these charts and graphs, and I don't know how to like make sense of those numbers. So I can't really tell you how many of these sales were a byproduct of Promoted Closet without the 3 that were outright purchased through that feature. I'm also not explaining this well. I'm so sorry. But if you have any insight to Promoted Closet, please let me know down in the comments below. I have seen many comments in Facebook Poshmark groups, on Instagram. I have seen all of the comments of people just trashing Promoted Closets to say that it just didn't do anything for them. However, when I speak to reseller friends who know a lot about data and know a lot about numbers and have a better understanding of how to look at the closet insights that you can see with the Promoted Closet dashboard, they were like, no, like you just need to understand how to look at the data to understand the impact that Promoted Closets has on your sales. So I did have abnormally good sales on Poshmark this week. I'm gonna say that a lot of that probably is due to Promoted Closet. I just cannot explain to you how. What I would say is if you have the opportunity to sign up for the waitlist to do Promoted Closet, it's a free 2-week trial, so why not, right? Like at least try it, see what happens. I decided not to keep going with it. I did not pay to continue the Promoted Closet. Maybe at some point I will. Maybe I'll test it out and just see like, does that help? Maybe I'll use it in like the slower months, like in the summer, next summer. But I just didn't understand it enough to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So if you have more insight, especially if you're a numbers person and a data person, please like help all of us. Leave that information down in the comments below. But this was a direct result of Promoted Closets. The next item was not a direct result of Promoted Closet. Like it didn't show up as a Promoted Closet sale, but holy cow, this was a great sale. So this was by the brand Brahmin, and it was the Baringo Giraffe Brown Embossed Leather Carryall Bag. I got this at a local consignment store this summer during their birthday sale. They have a little plastic bag. You fill it with whatever they have as part of the sale, and the whole bag is $30. I always go as early as I can. This year I was like maybe half an hour, 45 minutes late because I was coming from something else. I go straight for the shoes first, and then I usually go to like jeans and dresses. I usually don't even look at bags because typically they don't have a lot of great bags, but they had this bag, and my average cost of goods for that sale was $4.55. This sold for $125. I believe it sold via closet clear out too. Like I believe someone liked the item. I sent them a message this day because it was a Friday, and I said, hey, it's closet clear out. If I drop the price of this from $150 to $125, you can get free shipping because that's what they offer for items that are over $100 on closet clear out. Would you be interested? And the person said yes. I dropped the price. I made the sale, and I made a net profit of $95.45 on that item. So between that and the Team Fortress toy, holy cow, like I was doing really well for myself this week. The next item to sell was this pair of Madewell Slim blue jeans in a size 34 by 32. They were distressed, and they were men's jeans from Madewell. Madewell has men's clothing. They don't have a whole lot, and I think this is only the second time I've ever found clothing for men from Madewell. So I wanted to try it out. I got it at that same consignment store as part of that same birthday sale. So only $4.55 into these. It sold for $30. So I made a net profit of $19.45. So I definitely will continue to pick up men's Madewell pieces. I mean, the slim jeans is definitely kind of an older style and it still did pretty decently. So I feel like if I were able to find even their more recent styles, they would do even better. On eBay, I had another pretty big sale. It was by the brand Lafayette 148, and it was this black lightweight collared jacket. It was in a plus size 18. This sold for $74.90. That was an offer that I sent out to watchers. I believe I had it listed for $99.99, but I've had this for a while. I've had this since, I want to say last January. I don't know when I listed it, but I definitely got it in January of 2022 when I was in Peoria for a conference with my students. They were in rehearsal. I went thrifting. I found this at a Goodwill at that conference, and I was able to pick it up for $7.99 at that Goodwill. So I made a net profit of $56.07 after fees, my cost of goods, any shipping that I may have had to pay for. I was pretty happy with that sale. Lafayette 148, so expensive retail. It does sit for a long time, but when it does finally sell, it typically sells for a good amount, especially if it's something a little bit more substantial, like a jacket, like this was. The next sale was this pair of Levi's 505 relaxed fit jeans in a size 31 by 34. These sold for $21.90. That was an offer that I sent out to watchers. I only had $1.50 into these. I got like 20 pairs of jeans at a garage sale earlier this summer. It came out to like $1.50 per pair of jeans, and they've been selling pretty quickly. I feel like I've been pricing them pretty well. Like it was a lot of Levi's. I've been pricing those at like $25. So my net profit on these was $16.37. Very happy with that. On Saturday, which was August 12th, on Poshmark, I sold this pair of new with tags, Iman. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but it's that model. She has this clothing line. I want to say it's like a QVC line. It was this pair of green global chic soft knit flare pull-on pants in a women's size extra large. I have an identical pair in another color. I want to say black. Those ones are not new with tags and they haven't sold yet. These sold for $25. I had $2 into them from the reseller who doesn't like to resell clothes. So I made a net profit of $15.98 on those. And they were only listed for like a couple months. I just remember listing them and being like, oh, these are going to stay in my closet for like 2 years. And they actually sold pretty fast, but probably the pair that aren't new with tags, I bet I'll have those for a while. The next thing to sell was a promoted closet sale. Again, it said like, it shows you which items are a direct sale from promoted closets. This was by the brand Nakatano Brave New World. It was this blue heathered sweatshirt in a size small. I got this at a local Goodwill for $5. I had $25 into it, and so my net profit was $15. This brand has pretty good comps. The issue is this brand is just not very well known, and I don't even know that the brand currently exists. I don't know. So I've had it for a while. It doesn't get a lot of views or attention, but someone finally found it and bought it. The next thing to sell was this pair of Sam Edelman Carter with a K, very much reminded me of the Kardashians, black leather woven slip-on espadrille mules in a size 9.5. These sold for $30. I had $3.47 into them from a different birthday sale from that same consignment store, so my net profit on them was $20.53. Sam Edelman is definitely one of my favorite shoe brands to sell. Again, it typically doesn't sell very quickly, but it will sell, and it usually sells for a decent price. The next thing to sell was this Greg Norman yellow golf short sleeve polo shirt in a size medium. This one I sold for $8 in Poshmark. I got the offer and I was like, sure. I had $2 into it from the reseller who doesn't like to resell clothes. My net profit was $3.02. Was it even worth it for me to list it? No, it was not. But you know what? Here we are, and I am $3.02 richer. On eBay, I sold this pair of Nike black swim trunks in a size large. It had an elastic waist with pockets and a drawstring. This is another piece that I have had listed for close to 2 years, and it finally sold for $15. I had $1.02 into it from the reseller who wanted to spend more time with family, so she sold me all of her inventory, and I made a net profit of $12.01. Nike is a tricky brand because there are some Nike pieces that can go for so much, but the majority of it doesn't sell for very much, and it's a very saturated brand on all reselling platforms because most people have a lot of access to it. So it takes a lot of knowledge to know what's good Nike and what's not. I knew that this wasn't, but I just went ahead and listed it because, swim trunks are the kind of thing that people kind of just need. And I don't know, it's like I had it in my house. I bought it from this reseller, so why not? The next sale was pretty great too. That's what I'm saying. Like, I just had some great big ticket items this week. They just all happened to be this week. And that's what helped me have a monster week of sales. But it was this J. Crew M65 Garrison Fatigue olive green jacket in a size large for men. It was hooded. And I didn't put it in the listing title, but I believe this was vintage. Like, it was old J. Crew. This sold for $75 on eBay. I think I had it listed for $100, but I let go of it for $75, or maybe I had it listed for like $85. I don't remember. I only had $4.55 into it from that birthday sale at the local consignment store. It was promoted at 3%, and I made a net profit of $59.80 on that. So, not all J. Crew is created equal, but vintage J. Crew can do really well, and just jackets in general do well. And this is a very popular style of jacket. Even though it's older, it's very timeless, and so I was not surprised that it did as well as it did. And if you have any jackets, list them now, because people are thinking ahead. They are buying that kind of stuff. List your boots, list all that kind of stuff, because that's what's starting to sell consistently for me. The next thing to sell was this pair of Tommy Bahama straight leg khaki pants in a size 36 by 34. They were flawed in that they had some stains on the exterior. They still sold for $18. I had $3.60 into them. I don't remember where I got them. I want to say from a local consignment store. And my net profit was $7.53. Not the greatest sale ever, but I didn't know about those stains until I got them home and, put them in my lighting box and realized in the lights that these were actually stained. The next thing to sell was not a great sale because it was an auction item on eBay. It was this Woolrich black corduroy A-line knee-length skirt in a size 14 for women. It probably was vintage. I didn't have a way to verify that because there's no date anywhere on the skirt, but the label tag that says Woolrich, it's old. It's old Woolrich. I had a starting bid on it of $2.99. It got the one bid. I also had $2 into this from the reseller who doesn't like to resell clothes. I actually lost 35 cents on this. I don't know why I started the bid so low. I just didn't do the math to figure out how much I needed to do a starting bid of in order to actually break even. And that is kind of a common theme in the next few weeks. You'll see is I have items that I just put out to auction that I lost money on, but I almost don't even care because I just want to get those items out the door. I do actually think that this Woolrich skirt, and there's another one that I put out to auction that will be in future videos. I do think I could have probably just waited for the right buyer, and they probably would have sold for that $15 to $20 mark. But at this point, I'm just trying to get rid of those items and move them out through auction because I just need to pare down the number of items that are listed. I have a lot of crappy items that are listed that are super old and I just need them gone. So that's why I'm starting to auction these items out for pretty cheap. The next item is another example of that. It's an Old Navy light wash A-line cutoff skirt in a size 27. This is something that I got in a thread-up denim rescue box. I should have just taken it to Plato's or something like that. Honestly, just donated it, but I listed it. It didn't sell. It's been a while. I put it out to auction for $1.99, and I actually did make $1 on that. So, woohoo! On Sunday, which was August 13th, on Poshmark, I sold this pair of PacSun slim dark wash jeans in a size 32 by 32 for men. I have not sold PacSun recently, and so I just wanted to try it out, especially because I was getting it at that consignment store with the birthday sale. But I didn't get these the day that the birthday sale started. I got these 4 days after it started, and the price per bag kept going down day by day. So when I went on this day, I think a bag was $15, and so my cost of goods was obviously lower. My average cost of goods this day was $1.11. These sold for $16. I made a net profit of $11.69, and now I know I probably don't need to pick up PacSun jeans for men. It doesn't sell for that much. And the last sale of the week that we'll talk about before I give you my final numbers for the week was over on eBay. And it was this lot of Baby Gap cardigans in a size 0 to 3 months. They are cardigans that my daughter wore, so they're like more than 10 years old. I had a starting bid of $1.99. It got the one bid. I made $1.07 on those cardigans. I have had those listed for probably 3.5 years. Again, I'm just trying to get these lower priced items gone, and I'm just trying to get items that I've had listed forever gone. What I'm trying to do, and I kind of haven't been doing it the past few days because I've been so tired and just like don't have time, but I try to end listings that are going to relist anyway, and I will sell similar. But as I do that, I go through and like pull out the few listings that are just too old or just too crappy and need to go, and I put them out to auction instead. I do schedule them to go live on Sundays. I did have a few Saturday ones this week, and I don't remember what happened there, but I have all of my auctions go live on Sundays around like 6 or 7 p.m. That's usually a good auction day for whatever reason. I'm not auctioning off the kinds of items that are going to create a bidding war. I don't care. I just want these items gone. And the hope is that, I'll get good feedback for those items. People are going to get a great deal. Hopefully they'll come back. But ultimately, I'm just trying to, move out those pieces so that I have space in my bins, in my inventory for better pieces. So my numbers for the week on Poshmark, I sold 17 items. And again, even though only this week, 2 of those, I think there's one next week, but I think only 2 of those were because of the promoted closet. But I think that the promoted closet actually just brought more traffic to my closet to begin with. And I think that's why I had such a great sales week on Poshmark. I had $489 in gross sales. Once you factor in discounted shipping and Poshmark's 20% fees, that total drops to $379.20. My cost of goods for those 17 items was $56.27. And so my net profit on Poshmark was $322.93. On eBay, I sold 13 items. Again, nothing special on eBay, no like sales or anything. I do promote everything at 3%, and we saw that definitely come in handy on a few of these sales. But my gross sales amount was $321.76. Once you factor in eBay's fees, that total drops to $262.39. I had $35.67 in those 13 items, and so my net profit on eBay was $226.72. I had 2 Mercari sales, but man, one of them was good, that Team Fortress 2 game. So my gross sales amount on Mercari was $151. Once you factor in Mercari's fees, that total drops to $130.03. I had $7.55 into those 2 items, and so my net profit on Mercari was $122.48. In total, I had 32 sales, and that was for a gross sales amount of $961.76. Once you factor in fees and shipping, that total drops to $771.62. My cost of goods was $99.49, and so my net profit for the week was $672.13. I haven't seen numbers like this in so long. Definitely not anytime this summer. Like, it's just been a while, so this felt really good. Most weeks I'm lucky if I have one home run sale. I'm lucky if I have one item that sells for over $100. But this week I had a couple, and I had a few items that sold for like $75 or, just in that like higher price range. Obviously, that's the goal, right? Like, to sell as many of those kinds of items as possible. And the hope is that as we resell longer, we become better at finding those items and learning what items are worth paying up for because they're going to sell for a good amount. I like to think that I'm getting better at it. And that's why I had more of those kinds of sales this week. So it was just a very exciting week. I was very happy with what was happening in my reselling business. It was just so exciting to ship because I was shipping out like these big sales. It was a great week. Let me know how August has been for you. It's been really hot here, but sales wise, it's definitely been picking up. I know a lot of you are in some very dangerous weather right now, whether it's with really high temps, whether it's hurricanes where you're living, whatever you're dealing with. I hope you're safe. I hope you're taking care of yourself. And I do hope that your business is thriving. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to tell a friend. Don't forget to do all of the things because I would really, really appreciate it. And like I said earlier, if you want to donate to my kids getting headphones so that they can practice sight reading in class, I would love it if you wouldn't mind checking out that Donors Choose page. That would mean the world to me. But thanks again, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!